We are trying to be as human as possible. That's what it's all about. And we appreciate you so much. The community has been great. So thank you. It's been really great talking to a lot of you.
What's up, fellow Forgelings? Brandon Green and Ben 40 are here. I cannot believe that we're ending 2020. It's been 10 months since we started this channel, and we hit 1,000 subscribers. Yes, 1,000 subscribers on December 22nd. Can you believe that, dude?
No, I still cannot believe it. It's so amazing. You hit me up early this morning, and you were like, dude, we're one sub away from 1,000, and it's just awesome that we did this in 10 months, and we have you to thank for it. So,
absolutely an amazing milestone that we could not do without our wonderful viewers.
So, in celebration of you all, we wanted to shoot a fan appreciation episode and go through some of our favorite moments of this entire year and shout out all of the wonderful people that supported us through 2020. So make sure you stick around towards the end where we give a shout out to some of our favorite people.
Before we get to our list, for returning fans, what was one of your favorite episodes of the year? Let us know in the comments. And for those of you new to the channel and do not know us, we cover top metal albums of the month, best underground metal bands of Bandcamp on our Underground Spotlight segment, and we also do interviews as well.
Be sure to subscribe if you want weekly metal content covering some of the best metal releases. With that out of the way, let's get to our picks for the favorite moments of the year here on Metal Forge Reviews. So, our first episode was us going over some of our favorite metal albums, and that was just to kind of get things out of the way, but we also we didn't really know where we were going with this whole thing.
No, man, we just kind of set up like a black curtain in the background, put some lights on it, and wrote down on like shitty notebook paper like what our albums that were our favorites, and then just kind of went for it. We had no idea what we were doing. And a funny fact, I had the flu and I had no idea yet. So I look like total dog shit in that video. And every time I go back to it, it's a complete freeform cringe fest.
Yeah. I thought you were like super nervous and like didn't know what to do or something, because you're usually very lively and like you were just like the whole time.
I was dead.
So yeah. But yeah, man, after months of talking about it, we finally did it. We put our heads together. And to anyone out there, if you have a goal or a dream, sometimes you need to sit on it for a little while and let it simmer. But after a while, you just gotta take it to action. You gotta do something. And if you start out like shit, that's okay. You have something to work with, you have something to refine, you have something that you can say, I started here and now we're here. And that's what we are talking about here on Metal Forge Reviews on this episode.
Absolutely. From 0 to a little bit above 0.
Mm-hmm. 0.2.
And another thing that was one of my favorites too was the new set reveal. That was such a dorky thing we did, but it was also really awesome. It drove me nuts forever how we had just this like black curtain background and it was just us sitting in front of it. So I just thought, screw it. Why don't we like make some decorations? We'll put some stupid like shelves up with a bunch of knickknacks and like diddly things that we love that are nerdy. And the joke was that they've been there all along and we didn't know it. And the curtain was up in front of it.
There's something back here.
What would be back there?
Did you know this was here?
Did I know what was here?
Look back there. Isn't that crazy?
How did we not know that was here?
Seriously, this has been here the whole time?
It was super fun. What did you think about that?
I thought it was great, and I know that it was your idea to kind of like have it be like, oh, it's been there the whole time, and I think that was very clever and just kind of a way to showcase like the sketch comedy sort of routine that we've been trying to work into the program. And I was like, dude, what do you think of like if we did like a construction montage that kind of pays homage to like our favorite like RTS games like StarCraft, Command and Conquer, Warcraft. And it was like, just like when both of our heads are together, like we just think of like the nerdiest shit. And I just thought that was fun and hilarious. And we have a beautiful looking set that we haven't really been able to use, but you know, we'll get there. So, and speaking of sketch comedy, we implemented a couple of skits in the beginning of a couple of our episodes. We are both huge fans of sketch comedy, Saturday Night Live, Kids in the Hall. You know, there's a ton of others. If you name it, we are probably into it. And it's just something that we wanted to kind of inject into our show because, you know, all too often the metal community is seen as a very sort of serious place and very somber and things like that. We want to interject some comedy into that. So Brandon, what did you think, like, just kind of like going into this? Maybe who are some of like your inspirations? What were your some of the, like, your ideas in terms of like bringing comedy into the show?
I grew up on sketch comedy. Like, I've always loved that. You kind of already hit it, but Saturday Night Live, Kids in the Hall, Mr. Show. Like, I love that stuff. It's some of my I don't know, comedy's my bag. I just love that kind of thing. And you and I basically riff on stuff all the time anyway. We make up stupid shit every day that would probably make everyone not want to be friends with us. But I don't know, I just kind of wanted to start working it into the episodes. And one of my favorites was the midnight skit. Like, I'm downstairs basically in the basement where the set is, and I'm like trying to worship Satan, but you keep ruining it by asking me if I want to go get candy or whatever it was.
Hey, it's midnight. I was thinking about going to get some taffy.
Ben! I'm trying to summon the devil!
It was so stupid, but also so funny. And what I loved about it too was we shared that, and I was a little worried it was going to come off wrong, but Midnight shared it, and they loved it. And, you know, it was awesome. Don't second guess yourself.
No, just go for it. Swing for the fences, folks.
Speaking of swinging for the fences, one of the biggest reaches of our whole channel was when we decided to start doing interviews with bands and some of the bands that we love. You know, I'm just going to fire off the ones that we did. I mean, all of them were amazing for different reasons, but we did Aaron Stainthorpe from My Dying Bride, Chris Naughton from Winterfell, Sarah Ann from Smolder, Justin Biggs from Sorcerer, Shane Ryan from Atavist, Cam Mesmer from Spell, covering all kinds of different genres. And it was just amazing to talk to our idols firsthand. What did you think about that?
I couldn't believe that we had scheduled, particularly with Chris and Aaron. That was like one of the highlights of the year for me, is to sit down and have a one-on-one with those guys. And everyone else that we talked to, the other people that you just mentioned, they were all fantastic. We also had Emilio from Sojourner on there as well, and it was just great to just chat with these people, kind of get inside their heads, talk about the music a little bit. And it was just so humbling to see how human they really are, because when you're looking at it from a fan point of view, they almost seem like they're in the clouds and things like that. But these are just people just like you and I. They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like we do. And I think that we made a couple pals in a couple of those interviews too. So it's been really great doing that.
Sure has, man. It's a bit amazing. One of my other favorite memories too from our channel was when we started to do reacts. I dove into this series where I check out deathcore, and to be honest, I was so completely out of touch with the deathcore genre. I haven't listened to it since like the early Beneath the Massacre, Job for a Cowboy days. I don't even know if those are considered deathcore really, but you know, I just, it's not really a genre that I ever followed. So it was fun to go through the bands that are killing it now and hear a community take and get involved with the community directly on stuff that I should be checking out that are basically the cutting edge or bleeding edge of this genre. And there were some really fantastic bands in that. And some of the ones I really enjoyed were Shadow of Intent, Slaughter to Prevail, Carcosa, Humanity's Last Breath. Lorna Shore was another great one. I mean, I don't know. I was very surprised that deathcore was not complete shit. I don't know if I would sit and listen to it still, but definitely has come a long way as a genre.
Yeah, it's definitely evolved, and I'm glad that you have taken that on. That was actually one of our first big kind of breakthrough, sort of many thousands of views overnight sort of videos. Was one of those Slaughter to Prevail things. There's a community out there of people that want to see people reacting to Slaughter to Prevail for the first time. It's like, okay, I guess, you know, like because Alex Terrible has a very, very deep range in his vocals, so yeah, that's fun, you know. But yeah, no, it's been really cool to see you kind of take on that genre and spearheading it and discovering it and all that stuff. Once we realized that we weren't going to be able to shoot together in the same room, we were like, well, how can we be like our stupid selves and have it transition between, you know, the two of us? We've kind of gotten away from this because we've just done so many videos remotely. But like one of the videos where we first were not together, we decided to punch each other or make it seem like we were punching each other, like as a transition. Like what was your thought behind that? Like, where did that even come from?
Well, I mean, you and I share a passion for like kung fu movies. I mean, we've nerded out on that stuff since we were like young. I don't know. I wanted to bring that back and like throw in the stupid sound clips. And I love too that throughout that entire skit, we amp it up to more and more ridiculous. And I think at the end is when you like shoot me with a bazooka.
I'm gonna bazooka you. Get ready.
Survived. I survived that somehow. I don't know how I did. But
Yeah, I like have like a rocket launcher.
yeah, really, really stupid. But I mean, still, it's another case of like our viewers didn't drop us after that. And one of the biggest things I miss, I think, is we stopped doing the comedy, and I think I want to start putting that back in.
Yeah. I mean, we've kind of been discovering our own voice, so to speak, and this has been definitely a process of discovery. I'm very excited and eager to bring comedy back into it. And speaking of not at all comedy,
What kind of comedy?
we've had some guests on our show, haven't we?
One really ridiculous guest. Yes, I adopted a cat a year ago, and I ended up completely falling in love with that animal. And he's a little house goblin that made it onto the show after I got this stupid t-shirt that said "caring for your demon cat." And I don't know, I just thought I would make it into a gag. And I don't know, it's just a fun memory. I love that happened on our show.
Yes, life is definitely better with furry friends, for sure. And other guests that we've had, kind of furry, but not so furry, is we've had our buddy and local celebrity, Matt Zappa, on, and he has actually been on a couple of our episodes, the Death discography ranking, and he was also a guest on one of our Best of the Month lists. And I love working with Matt. I love chatting with Matt. He's one of the coolest people I know. He's one of the most down-to-earth guys that I know, and one of the hardest working musicians that I know. And you guys have a history that dates back decades.
Yeah, he's my bro, man. I love that guy so much. And he's easily one of the people in the Boston metal scene that I respect the most, and I always will. And to have him take the time to be on our show and deliver really thoughtful commentary on the best metal releases and that Death discography discussion, that meant the world to me, and I'm sure it meant a lot to you too. And just always been a brother to us, and so supportive. And just check out his stuff. He's got some great content online. He actually has a Twitch account where you can watch him do tons of stuff related to drumming. He's an absolutely ridiculous drummer. Link in the description if you want to check that out.
He felt like a natural part of the team, charismatic, knowledgeable. He's always been a good friend, and the chemistry was all right there.
And speaking of chemistry, cannot go without saying this. The collabs that we did and the metal community that we have made doing this channel have just been one of the most amazing highlights of all of this. And let's just get to some shout outs. You want to fire off some names?
Yeah, man, absolutely. I'd love to give shout outs to Josh Coe, who has given us a ton of music to listen to. He's always been a bro. Thank you for heading us up, Josh, and putting things in front of us. Flight of Icarus over at Metal Trenches. Rob Stitches Walton over at the Metal Meltdown. Jamie Horsley. We've collabed with these guys, and we appreciate all the time that you have taken and to make our shows and the community as a whole more cohesive. We want to build bridges, not gates and barriers.
Yeah, man. I mean, so many people, like when we first started, Brainsmasher shouted us out. We had like 8 subs, and the guy like shouted out our channel, and we've been friends ever since. And Death Doom Metalhead channel, follow his channel. He's a fantastic guy and always involved. Marty over at Bindrune Recordings, just awesome people, and everybody is out to help one another, just lift each other up, and it's been amazing being part of this community, and I would not change a thing.
Yeah, dude, I've always found that there's a lot of solidarity in the metal community, and anyone that is a gatekeeper, fuck you, because metal is for everyone, and everyone is for metal, if that even makes any sense. I don't know.
It makes tons of sense. Just go with it. Speaking more of community, just all of the fans that comment on our episodes and share our videos, I could not believe the amount of support that we got this first year. It means the world. What we love to do too is we read and respond to every single comment. We want to engage with you. It's one of the most important things and one of the biggest reasons why we started this channel. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, really. I mean, Ben, do you have anything else to say on that front?
We really do make a point. We are not robots. We don't buy bots to do our comments, responses, or anything like that. Everything that we write is coming from us. We try to, it's been nice because we can actually kind of split the duties a bit. But if you reach out to us on Instagram, that's me. If you reach out to us on YouTube, that's both of us. Brandon's got the Facebook thing. Like, we are trying to be as human as possible. That's what it's all about. And we appreciate you so much. The community has been great. So thank you. It's been really great talking to a lot of you.
And speaking of really great, I want to dedicate this last episode to someone really special. This guy has just been the best since the start. Matt Davis, one of our fans since the very, very first episode, has become a beloved friend and supported the channel since the start. He comments on every single episode, and we've shot over 100 in 10 months. He is a big part of keeping the lights on with the inspiration of our channel. He even sent us a gift card on Christmas. Like, the dude's a total sweetheart, right?
Yeah. Thank you, Matt. Love you, man. You're awesome.
Really amazing. Thank you, brother. You're a wonderful person, and we love you.
Man, it's crazy, like you said, to just think that we've hit over 100 episodes in 10 months, and now we've got 1,000 subscribers. I don't want to be too wrapped up around the axle as far as the numbers go, but man, this is so cool, and it's been so cool to think about, to wake up, and this really, I don't want to get super sentimental here, but this has given me a purpose this year, and I have been very lost in a lot of things, but you know, doing Metal Forge reviews has given me a purpose. Like, how do you feel about that? Because I know you've expressed that before to me. I don't want to throw you under the bus here, but...
Nah, man, there's no under the bus. In fact, you're pulling me out from under the bus because this is like one of the best things that I think we could have ever done. And like a lot of other YouTubers say, and I think you agree with me, I wish we'd started this years ago.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah,
because it's one of the most rewarding things to give back to the community and make all these friends and connections and be genuine and genuinely interested in other artists and lifting them up and helping them out. It's really the point of what Metal Forge Reviews is. And I think we've stuck to that mission.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm speechless right now. You couldn't have said it any better. Well, now that we've got that off our chest, what were some of your favorite moments from Metal Forge Reviews this year? Let us know. We're definitely curious to know if there was anything that stood out to you that we missed. Maybe there's something that you kind of really latched onto and we didn't talk about. Take care of each other and yourselves, and may the gods watch over you. Have an awesome 2021.